And we are live. Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. We got PJ Cruikshank in the house and Vicky. It's way past you guys' bedtime. What you doing up? I'm just joking. It's good to see you guys.
We're only up just to do this. Now I'm usually up anyway. You know what I mean? It's only here. It's only quarter past. It's only 20 past 9. You know what I mean? So it's later for you than it is for me.
Yeah, it's
So
20 past 12 now. 11 now.
Yeah, when I was on Brandon's, it used to start about 9 o'clock, I think. So I'm kind of used to that.
We're on
Anyway,
the same
you know what I
side
mean?
time, yeah. Exactly. But I mean, MDD contacted me asking for a debate. Yeah, asking for a debate. I don't know if it's now tomorrow night or Sunday night. But I mean, by me, it will be like 3 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what they're gonna say. But yeah, I'll do it. I mean, I haven't done a debate in how long? Just for the fun of it. Obviously, there is no debate, but it's nice to do it now and then. Like I said for you guys in the YouTube, in the Elements, it's almost like it's an analogy. Yeah, it's almost like hunting. It might be seen as unethical to go hunting, just to kill an animal for the fun of the sport. But you do it anyway.
Sorry, Flats. It keeps repeating. Wow. It keeps repeating for some reason. You're talking and then saying the same thing. Oh, what's going on? It's not me. I don't know what. I'm going to go out and come back and just get this new flat.
Okay, shot. Let PJ drop and come back. But anyway, hi guys, to you all in YouTube land. Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate you. Skeptic, hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Professor Harvester, what's up? Jeff Conkle, glad to have you in. Ryan S, what's up? Lev Kung Fu, glad to see you too. Moomin Rider, hello. It's always good to see you guys. Roger Ledwell, what's up? You rock. His word is truth. Good to see you too. Who else did I see there? Alan Norstrand, always great to have him. Yeah, Alan's channel is growing exponentially. Well done on you, man. Almost hitting 4K already. Yeah, beating me to the punch. Can you believe it? I'm very, very happy for you, man. Kevin B, good to see you too, man. Glad you could make it. And Jeff Gassed. Yeah, it's good to see you guys. So, I don't know if you guys have watched the debate so far between Pitchlumin and Mctoon. I listened to it today while I was at work, and I don't know what I was really expecting, but I was more interested to see what the interaction will be between the two, because Nathan has a very interesting way of presenting his information, and I like it. Nathan, you rock, man. Shout out to Pitchlumen. He really does give out great information, and the way he presents it is good. And I love the way he rebuts, because he doesn't really use insults or anything, and he has a way of agreeing with him, but not really agreeing with him, kind of thing, which I really like. Obviously, there's some things I don't agree with him and stuff, but I think it'll be interesting what we can see what he did. But I have to say, note, guys, his opening totally obliterates Mctoon without him even realizing it. But yeah, definitely good. Two Wolves, what's up, man? Thank you for coming in. Glad you can make it too. And DJ D, good to see you too, man. You guys rock. So please, guys, hit that like button, share the show, and I think let's get to it. Let me see if I can first find it. Would help. Also share audio. There we go. Okay. I'm going to start it. Hopefully it starts at the right place.
Welcome to Modern Day Debate, everybody. Tonight we're going to be debating. We have Nathan Pitchlumen versus Mctoon. It's going to be Flat Earth versus Globe Earth. And the first 12 minutes, we've decided to do 12-minute openings between the two speakers. First 12 minutes is for you, Pitchlumen. Pitchlumen, sorry.
Just want to ask, can you guys hear it perfect? I hope it's not too soft or anything. Type 1 in chat if you can hear properly, or type 2 in chat if you think I should put a bit louder. I don't know how I'll put louder. I just hope the sound's right, guys. Just please let me know. Thanks.
I'm used to calling you Nathan. So 12 minutes for you. Go ahead.
All right. If I could,
okay,
please,
sure. Thanks, man.
share my
Hey, Cats in the
screen
City. Thank you for
here.
coming.
Sure thing.
Share.
Oxford Spirit, what's
you
up, man? Good to see you. You guys saying it's low. I don't know if there's a way I can make it louder. Guys, please smash the likes. Really, really do appreciate it. I'm going to see if I can somehow unmute. Sorry. Because I got it full blast here. Settings. Woo-wee. Sorry about this. Sounds good now. Okay, no idea what I didn't do anything. Hi, Saddlebum. Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Kenny West, good to see you too. Glad you could make it. Pitchlumen in the house. Hey, Nathan. Hey,
Hello.
Ryan. Good to see you, man. Thank you for popping by. I just want to say Nathan is in chat. Pitchlumen. Dude, if you want to come into chat, the link is on top for StreamYard. Please hit it and come and chat with us, because it'd be great to see to have you in for the chat on this, because I think you did a great job, man. So anyway, sorry, Ryan, what's up?
Hello. All right, he's not doing it.
Hello, PJ.
Oh, thank goodness. I had to restart the computer. I don't know what happened, but it was repeat. You were saying something facts, and then 10 seconds later, the whole lot was getting said again. My YouTube wasn't on. It was muted. I just had to restart it, and it was all good. Sorry, man.
Hi, Angular Resolution. Good to see you. Yeah, Bev. Roger, Bev only has 21 views because he's not probably had a normal show without trying to use my name.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's good to see you guys. Really appreciate everybody. Yeah, so hopefully Pitchlumen Nathan will be able to come in. Be great to see him pop his head in here. I hope the sound is great. Okay, you guys ready to carry on?
Absolutely.
Okay, but pay attention to Nathan's opening presentation, which I think is stellar work. Really did a great job.
Do you see a PowerPoint here?
Yeah, we're looking at your PowerPoint now.
Okay, awesome. So this is the cosmological
contention. Roger, you
this
can
is
definitely come in and say hi. It would be great to have you on, man.
Flat, so which is it? The Earth could be flat, globular, or neither. Because the flat and globe claims are mutually exclusive, empirical science can determine falsification of at least one of these models. We should consider where the evidence most simply, without contradiction, supports which model, based on the preponderance of data collected from various fields, measures, observations, detections, and claims of logical reasoning to explain phenomenon in the model, again, without contradiction. When considering an
Nathan, there should be a link, a pinned message link on top of the chat. It's a StreamYard link, and you can click on there. Then it should put you through to StreamYard. Then I can just let you in.
Yeah,
hey, Spuddy's just there. Hey, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to be really set up for anything, Roger. You just click on it, and it'll ask you, "Do you want to sign in with Google?" And just do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much sign in for it.
No stress, Roger, mate. But
okay.
You can always welcome when you're able to come in, man.
Alternative view in good faith, please consider trying to omit all of the current model's claims and take what the proposing model has to offer for this alternative contending viewpoint. We have a body of data we can draw from observations to body senses, experiments with variables to maths and predictions. With cosmology, Earth's physical shape is the primary determiner. All other phenomena are explained off of the ground, which is very measurable, so favorable for figuring. Sky data is secondary. Upon the ground or around the sky, and how objects interact over the surface is tertiary.
I 100% agree with that statement. You see, I think you guys can realize on screen that he's not showing his presentation.
No.
Ryan made a boo-boo again and started showing this instead of his presentation.
Wow.
So
No,
yeah, what I don't agree with what happened there with MDD. He didn't let him start over. You know what I mean? So the
Yeah.
people didn't really listen to what he was saying or concentrating because now they looking at that on screen and now they're not really getting what Nathan's saying. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's not the best.
Due to happening within the cosmology and not directly addressing cosmomorphology.
I love that.
Let us
name.
take a look at samplings from each of these levels of determinants: geomorphology, sky, objects. And this is just something even to, I'm sure my interlocutor here would agree, and people in this community of cosmology discussion, terms like FE, what that stands for, heavily censored. So maybe we could use a term like geomorphology or something to hopefully get the word out there.
I'm 100% on board with that, guys. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Geomorphology. Because Effie is let's just not play games here. Effie is very censored,
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
I like the word geomorphology because it's practically what it is. It's geographic. We're busy looking at the geographic reality, you could say.
Yeah.
So I agree with that pitch, but a lot of the time, if we're not gonna say Effie somewhere, then they're probably gonna I don't know, try and call us, oh, you guys are just not doing what you want to do. You know what I mean? Then they're going to call us like a bev,
Yeah, of course. Of course.
fence sitter kind of thing. So, yeah, I agree on part, but I'm going to stay with flat because it's
Definitely.
pisses them off.
There's too many divisions in flat Earth already, you know. It's like the divisions in the charts. It seems like it's getting that way with flat Earth, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But I was thinking lately, guys, there's so much I don't agree with, like Jaren and Whitsit and all of them.
Mm.
I don't know if we have to try and figure out a way to kind of link ties somehow. You know what I mean? Even though we don't agree with each other,
I
like
get
kind
it.
of bury the hatchet kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's the people I used to watch as well, like of Witsit and all that. It's just in the past couple of years have gone haywire, you know.
Mhm.
But like you said, Witsit started doing all right again. I mean, he's still into the what was it? No, oh, it's gone out of my head now. I had it
Yeah.
down as a T.
Yeah,
the electromagnetism thing anyway.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. There, I'll put the link in the.
Non-coherent dielectric acceleration. That's it.
Yeah, even though I don't agree with everything I say, I think we can actually, get together and have conversations and stuff because it doesn't really help to fight the infighting things. You know what I mean? Tony Whitcomb, what's up, man? Yes, it's flat, definitely flat, mate. I agree. Don Logan, what's up? Good to see you. Awesomeness, awesome town, Matt. Good to see you too. Thank you for coming, and thank you guys all for coming. Hit the likes, share the show. Let's carry on. Okay, let's see. Hopefully Nathan can come
spread
in.
it and get around the algorithms because they are quite censoring to this topic. So we'll discuss these three. Geomorphology, when we first look out into topography of the Earth, observe what the observed world shows us. We do make observations that are planar, more suited to planar, and observations readily explained by a globe. That itself is a gnarly feat of nature. We observe events at times under natural available conditions that objects on the surface of the water. Hold on one sec. I got this screen in the way here. Oh, wait, I can minimize it. My bad. There we go. Let's see. When we first look into our topography of the Earth, observe what empirically observed world shows us. We do make observations that are more suited to planar and observations readily explained by a globe.
That's
that
better.
is quite gnarly. We observe events at times under natural available conditions that reveal objects upon the surface of water to inherently impair planar. That would be these things
Just
like
to say,
the
I don't
My
think they see
apologies. Yeah,
Nathan's.
they did not see
Yeah.
it because I did a window share. My apologies, and I looked at I've looked at the live chat. I see you guys hanging out. So sorry, Nathan. Let's continue on because I have a window share going on.
You see, this is why I say I don't agree with MDD did. Ryan was supposed to say, oh, sorry, They didn't see what you were talking about. So they weren't even knowing what you were talking about. They were not concentrating. Why don't you restart? We've only done 4 minutes, 3 minutes, or whatever. Let's restart your presentation so people will actually concentrate. Nope. Just carry on from where you left off.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that.
Exactly. They should have really restarted. I mean, with MDD, there's not an exact time limit, is there? You know what I mean?
They gave 12 minutes openings each.
Oh yeah,
Like
but I mean,
but
like
the
the
point
questions
is-
at the end, when you get like super chat questions in the end, there's no set time at the end, so they
Yeah.
could easily give him 4 minutes extra. Oh, there's Pitch.
Hey, Nathan, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you,
yeah.
man.
Just want to say
Right
you
on.
did an awesome job on the debate, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a great time, and yeah, I thinking about it a little. Well, yeah, a little bit. I thought maybe I gotta let MC get a little bit into like tertiary stuff with like ether and all that, but yeah, really, thank you. It was yeah, it was awesome. It was
Yeah,
so.
but he did the usual, trying to strawman you and trying to move away for what you're specifically asking, because you were trying to keep it down to the ground the whole time, but he still tried to push you up to the sky because that's what he wanted to do the whole time.
Of course.
Yeah, it's kind of their power spot is not on the ground. They have a lot of their eggs in the sky basket, in the force basket, math especially. But yeah, it's so the ground. I think it's where it's at, and it's we should use it. We have it on our side. So especially the stillness.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, especially because what you were basically going on was, look, here's the observation. We can demonstrate it. We can show you that optical effects can cause exactly what we're seeing in reality. And then he comes up with fish tank in water and saying, you see, now we can show you how it looks flat because of refraction. But the guy's such a hypocrite. He says, you're not allowed to, what's the conditions you are showing your refraction over a flat surface? Well, he uses water in the fish tank. We don't see through water. We don't see through fish tanks in reality. But what we do see in reality is refraction with natural environment, like sky freedom,
like air, temperature.
Yeah.
And temperature found in nature, not in it's not like we have to use furnace temperatures of 700 degrees or something. It's like we're using temperatures we experience.
Exactly. It's not like some kind of way
So,
out
wait a
there.
minute. Yeah, it's I think one of the things as far as like experiments that I think maybe people should consider is when we're looking at which model is trying to recreate which observation, looking at which say that the globe could demonstrate like the four lights or the windmill bases there. They've yet to, as far as I'm aware. But if you would say, okay, what does it take for them to recreate that? What does it take for a flat surface to recreate what looks like curvature? And then you would, if say both models are able to recreate the observation we see in the real world, then you would maybe look at and consider how realistic are their variables? Do they have to do things that are further away from reality? If the flat Earth can make an observation that is using just air temperature and changing the temperature, that's very reasonable. Whereas a tank, which is a completely denser medium than air, plus sugar water, it's and then using a laser beam, it's a different set of, they have to go the extra lengths, I guess would be.
Exactly.
So yeah, looking at who's more based in nature.
Yeah, that's it. We don't live in a fish tank or just outside a fish tank. So
we're in one.
By default, their demonstration doesn't show anything about reality. Yes, everybody knows light refracts. We know it usually bends towards denser mediums because that's how the angle of incidence change because of the density. But at the end of the day, we don't live in a fish tank or outside a fish tank like they'd like putting it, where we demonstrate it on, like I can take my kitchen floor and I can do demonstration on my kitchen floor. I can use temperature inversions. I can use bottom-up obstruction even from just camera angles. you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. There's ways of getting those specs. And it's how many degrees of separation are you from reality? Because if you're having those major changes in density and medium solution or that you're looking through versus just using one of air, and then like a lot of people will say like, well, that floor isn't flat or anything, but it's like, isn't that insulting to carpenters? But I mean, it's flat enough because to scale, that's plenty scalar, especially with how big those objects are that are hidden. Those tacks and everything are close enough to be angularly like massive buildings, very close, and they're still bottom up hidden. So,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. But that's why I like the way you presented everything, which I really, really enjoyed.
Great.
So we're gonna go through your presentation of it so they can watch.
Yeah. I'm at work, so I'm gonna dip out. I just wanted to stop in and say hello and thank you for going over this, and please be as harsh to me as you would to MC, because I'm trying to learn too and everything. So, but yeah, really thank you for letting me get on here and just we're not moving, and it's flat, y'all. So the Bible is still true, yet to be falsified. So.
Bless you, man. Well done. Well done.
Take it easy, y'all. Thank you. I will do. Producing the fruits of my labor because I work in produce. So, all right. Peace out, y'all.
Yeah, that guy. Because he's still young and he's got a lot, but I like him. I love his attitude towards everything. That's what I like about him.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic.
He's very genuine.
Yeah, I haven't seen this, but I mean, yeah, he used to be in chat quite a lot, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but yeah. Nathan's definitely awesome, guys. I think I'm gonna look for his channel, his link. Then I'll put it in for you guys if you haven't subscribed to him, because he does have a YouTube channel. Didn't even link his. Didn't even link his channel.
No,
that's nice.
Is he under Pitchlumen? Is he his channel?
Yeah. I just want to see if I can quickly get it for you guys.
No,
then you guys can quickly Pitchlumen. 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 There we go. So this is his channel, guys. If you want to subscribe to him, please do. It's really well worth it. He does bring some great content out because he asks great questions, which I think is pertinent to today. Okay, let's carry on with his presentation.
So everybody can see us. So sorry about that, guys.
Okay, and I don't think I had. Okay, so I should be. I'm good to keep going.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So the top left here, we see things that appear inherently planar to us. Likewise, we observe at times under naturally available conditions that real objects being occulted from the bottom up, inherently appearing to look like spherical curvature, which I have down here with the boat and the skyline. This alone would be impressive for either model to make claims of cause, explain and account for both observations without contradiction, as the observations themselves appear conflicted. Consider the water observations are the most physically bearing for shape, as both sides claim a characteristic of water to be that it seeks level, and water does not have topography, gradual slope, hills, jaggedness, etc.
Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't have it. Roger Little, thank you very much for your $2 super chat, mate. Really, really appreciate it. He says, a little flat earth math, lol. I really appreciate your support, man. You are a star. Really appreciate it. But yeah, what he's saying is true. It's statements of fact that he's giving. And I mean, it's just, we have to consider both sides, as he says, which is true. So you have to look at which side conforms most to reality, which one is able to be demonstrated.
Exactly.
And it's definitely not the globe.
No, we can't demonstrate water wrapped around the ball without it falling off of it, or spinning.
They have a belief that it's that way.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make it so. It's good to see 60 people here, guys. Thank you for coming. Just hit that likes. It really, really does help.
Demo and explanations, controlled variables, and recreations using them. Granting both sides their ability to recreate the apparent observation, we must see if there is a way to recreate the contrary observation with conditions we would expect nature to provide, aka real-world experiences. So on the left here, you have apparent spherical recreation on a flat surface. This would be a simulation of bottom-up disappearance. And so as you can see here, you have low objects, taller objects, medium objects, and as there's a temperature inversion, you get a bottom-up disappearing, even only leaving the tallest structures. The apparent planar recreation on a curved surface, the globe so far has failed to recreate a planar observation on a known curved surface using any claimed variables and demo the variable's ability to create the contrary natural observation. The globe has yet to substantiate the apparent planar surface seen in reality.
Wow.
As far as the claim to motion goes, because it's not just shape, but also.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. Absolutely.
And it's got a nice, a very good, well set up presentation, which I like.
Definitely. Pity they didn't put it on from the start, but yeah, never mind. You've got to be at a disadvantage. Even if you're at a disadvantage against the Globe, you're still got to beat him. Not that it's about the winning, you know. It's about the truth, isn't it? It's about the truth getting out at the end of the day.
Exactly. Cheers, November. Thanks for coming, man. Hey, Guyana Spice was in and Alric. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming.
Motion. The globe does claim to be mathematically and philosophically equal to the flat Earth claim of stillness, so the lack of motion and sensation of motionlessness are equal here. As to how accelerative motion is not being felt or detected, that we can be addressed in the tertiary realm of discussion dealing with forces and attributes that reality exists in. Motions or motionlessness, observations claim measures of the sky. The diametric opposition of helio and geocentered claims being 180 degrees opposite means reality can exclude one or the other through empirical demonstration. The planar Earth, currently having primary support, claims that the stars move, are approximately equidistant, and can be used for navigation in time due to having cycles. The globe claims an apparent still sky moving due to Earth rotation, different distances to different stars, and have the properties attributed to cyclical behaviors. This is just a beautiful picture of our night sky. I know people zoom in on stars. I prefer this kind of open sky. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, where I am in the bush, I see this Milky Way rift, you can say.
You see that?
Quite
I'd
clearly.
love to see that. I'd love to
because
see
you don't
that.
have a lot of light pollution, yeah.
You just cannot see that kind of thing, yeah. There's, especially in the city, there's too much light and too much atmosphere. I was about to say atmosphere then. Yeah.
But yeah,
love
it's
to see that.
Yeah.
Love to see that.
But when I get it, when I'm big one day and I can afford a camera, then I'll show you guys. Alan Orshan, been a member for 14 months. Can you believe it already? It's good to see you part of the furniture, man. Really appreciate you. No container, no pressure, no life. Exactly. Really, really true statement. Appreciate all your support, man. You rock. Nathan says I should have him over
for sky watching.
For sky watching.
Too right. That'd be brilliant. I like what you just said in there about people like to zoom into the stars. It is cool to see it, but if I could see that like out at night, I'd prefer that view than seeing it up close.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, Space Miner, good to see you, man. But yeah, if you look at the stars outside, just look at the sky. What do you see? We observe the sky moving. There's no two ways about it. We don't observe us moving and the sky sitting there. Anybody that says otherwise is either very delusional or they're being dishonest. That's true, Gary. Elevation angles to the sun and stars are simple perspective angles from the observer's field of view. They are not orthographic view. That's one thing we're going to get to later probably, because I don't know how to stress this enough for you, Mctoon. Orthographic view is not perspective.
Definitely not.
Not hard to understand, and we've explained this so many times to the guy. Orthographic is not perspective. Orthographic is a geometry based in 2 dimensions. Perspective is optical based in 3 dimensions.
It's good for demonstrating. Yeah, it's good for demonstrating actual height and actual angle measurement. Actual angles. But for perspective, it doesn't take it into consideration at all. It can't.
Exactly. Hey, Leighton, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, man. But yeah, this is the straw man he's going to bring up later on, where he's going to say, "Oh, you see, you guys don't want to give me anything, so I'm going to make my own conclusions up, and we're going to use orthographic trigonometry to work out why you can't see the sunset and why it won't work on a flat Earth." And then claims that's perspective. Yeah, Mr. Bump, what's up? Good to see you, man. But we'll get there.
Calculations from the abode of the above. Due to relativity claiming equality overlapping with the motion slide, direct determining of which is happening, Earth or sky moving while the other is still, is not discernible, aka the relativity trains where one is moving and the other is still, or the one is still and you are not moving, or are moving. The only motion we measure is explainable by both without contradiction, as we measure 15 degrees per hour. Planet Earth claims.
Yeah. It's that's what I say. When I was like biting my tongue when I heard you talk, I was talking about it, and I was thinking, I hope you're gonna just tell him there's no perspective in orthographic, because that's the way he loves to go and strawman us. Because even when I had him on that last time here on my channel, when we were talking about perspective, that's practically all that happened the whole time. He's telling me, "Oh, just show me perspective, and then all he's doing is showing orthographic triangles and so. But you see, the angle based on orthographics shows it wouldn't be low enough to set, because they somehow think that it's supposed to be physically low enough to set, totally ignoring all optical phenomena, like you try to point out to him, refraction, like you point out that the different optical effects would give it the appearance of being below. It's not physically below, it just appears so. And Sovereign Soul just popped in, and Price Adam. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. But yeah, I still think you did an awesome job, man.
Ether vortex, while the globe claims rotation as an absolute motion, while all other claimed globe motions are carried in space-time fabric that has the discernibility of constant linear motion, hence the trains. The display of distance. Both models clash with distance being roughly equal plane or variance globe, and can again be empirically filtered based on natural laws. The specific version of parallax used here is able to discern betwixt the two claims. Optical parallax is a phenomena that we observe when we move our observer and compare motions of close and far distances to the observer. We observe close objects boogie through the field of view fast in scale and slowness relative to the distance back, as objects farthest in the background appear to move slow. Think phone poles, tree lines behind them, and mountains out far as you travel along the road. The poles move quickly past you at the same rate, which is key, and the trees.
Okay, this is I'm going to quickly answer Aiden. How high above the flat Earth is your sun? I don't know if you know this, but I gave Mctoon a flask challenge. This has been like, what, going on over a year already? And I asked him, I was how far away from it, and I asked him, how high is that flask? Remember that, guys?
I remember that.
And to this day, he still hasn't been able to tell me how high the flask is. Now, I've had a whole bunch of different globe proponents try and give a height on it, and they were all wrong. Heck, I've had many of them give three different. Yeah, I had many of them give three different heights of the flask.
That's right.
But you know why this is? It's because they ignore what if you don't know the actual size of the thing and you don't know the actual distance, you're only working in conjecture.
Yeah.
When you're looking at something like the sun, for instance, in the sky, or the celestial objects, is not going to be the same as looking at a tree or a building that's literally physically able to be measured in distance on the ground. You know what I mean? It's not the same. You can use trigonometry on the ground to get that tree's height or whatever, but you can physically go and measure the distance. You can physically go and validate those results. With the sun, you can't. The sun, also is like he's a quote-unquote fish tank thing. It appears to be at a position. The globe even uses refraction because they say the sun's not at exactly that position. It's at an optical position. So why is it ignored when it comes to flat Earth that the sun is not in its actual position, but when it comes to a globe Earth, they can say, yeah, we have a refracted sun. To me, that's very dishonest. Hey, Second Step, good to see you, man. So, yeah.
Further back, move a little slower, and the distant mountains appear to hardly move at all compared to how many foam poles you have passed. Time-lapse observation. When we see a time-lapse of the sky pictured at the right, we look at the sky, we see the stars move at the same rate. This is comparable to the uniform motion of stars, implying the same distance from the observer to the stars. This is similar to the foam poles that pass at the same rate as one travels along the distance. As we move at 15 degrees, we see in an angular field of view. We do not see more distant stars span less angular field while we turn about. This empirically shows that stars are similar in distance, otherwise they would conform to observational parallax. To cover cycles on the slide, navigation techniques and cycle configuration have been accomplished by both cosmologies. Both people can navigate and have cycle prediction. And just as a side note, if anyone is appealing to Newtonian, the lack of a shift in all the stars by 1 degree per night is not apparent, showing no orbit around the sun, because there's no 1 degree shift as we move 1 degree further along in the sun of our orbit. So object kinematics,
Just
the
stepping
claim
in there,
of
Nathan,
absolute
just to let
motion.
you know you're past your 6-minute mark. So
Okay, all right,
Go.
thank you.
Just guess.
The claim of an absolute motion to a rotating globe means we can all collect data to see if rotational forces are imparted on objects as they leave Earth. The Earth is rotating, so motion is angular, therefore acceleration, and acceleration is not only felt, but observed and measured as well, needing only the ever-present Earth frame to base the motion atop. We can intake military documents, accomplishments, industry lingo, light precision measurements, interferometry, and our senses determine if something like centrifugal force is caused by the rotation of a sphere Earth. The preponderance of evidence, so this is...
Yeah, you see, when it comes to the claims that the Earth is moving and not the sky, it's actually impossible to claim the Earth is moving because there's so much that based in physics that you have to ignore. I mean, you guys can claim all you want, conservation of angular momentum, but that's not going to change the fact that if you have used up that momentum, let's, for instance, put it this way. We have a reference, a train moving, okay, and you are in that closed system, which the Earth's not supposed to be closed, and you got a drone, and you're flying that drone away. So while the train's driving, that drone is going, further away. Sorry, let's say the beginning of the train, yeah, and you're starting a drone. The train's moving, but you're moving with it. But now you're using the drone to move as well. You understand? So while the drone is moving, is that drone not having conservation of momentum anymore? Well, it depends on how fast that drone is moving. The issue comes that you have to take reference to what's on the train. We can't observe from outside the train. So if you're on the train, you can see the drone moving further away from you as it's moving away. The globe doesn't have that reference because we're all on the Earth. So
exactly.
we have to see
the reference.
Yeah. So they don't have that reference to be able to claim to say, okay, it's just got conservation, it's moving with us. That's just a claim. And if they're claiming conservation of momentum, then they can't claim Coriolis, which they so dearly need. So they're sitting in a catch-22 situation where they have to take one or the other. And unfortunately, because they're dishonest, they play, selective. Let me choose one, let me choose the other. Where we can tell you straight, no, it's definitely the sun moving because we can measure the sun moving. You know what I mean? We literally can look up in the sky. We can see the sun moving. We can see the stars moving. We can measure at what rate they're moving, where they're moving. And we do have things like the solar cycle and just observations through thousands of years showing the cycles of those movements.
Spud. I've flown to the sun. My spacesuit lets me. I ain't changed that. You haven't changed that spacesuit in about 6 months now, Spud.
Angular acceleration. This is a NASA document showing how they use a flat non-rotating Earth. This is a Foucault's pendulum that has not moved throughout the day. This is actually down here in the bottom left is an email from someone who shot the world's longest target, 4.4 miles. They said they did not take Coriolis into account. This is the Michelson-Morley result, and then this is centrifugal force, and then the tomatoes I'll get to with the centrifugal force. So geocentric explanations. The planet Earth needs to be accurately represented as possible to see if it offers an explanation of the worldview, meaning seasons, time zones, sunrises, and sets.
I can agree with Pitchlumin there as well when it comes to Coriolis. There's a lot of long-range shooting competitions in South Africa, and I can guarantee you, no one, and I mean no one, even takes a twinkling think of Coriolis when it comes to shooting long range.
No.
Nothing. It's a farce, guys.
That's light patterns, circumnavigation, and flights, images of globe, observed forces all need to be explained cohesively. The Earth is not a disk in space accelerating upward, having waterfall edging. Using a basic model, while it's not specifically to scale, can help conceptualize a maybe less thought of idea like zetetic astronomy. The sun and moon do not go under the Earth, they remain above. So all these are misrepresentations. And then I think here, like this is a star up close, which is still really cool, but I like the sky. But then now the UN flag map, and then the Gleason map, and then this is just something to help get an idea of how things might work. Natural workings of the planet Earth, several claims, demos, examples, and explanations. Seasons are only are explained by the sun moving between the tropic circles, Cancer and Capricorn. These are only locations that the sun can appear overhead at zenith, 90 degrees perpendicular. There are more time zones in the southern hemisphere than in the north, with the equator having 24 to match the 1 hour distance of sun travel in a day. There are some 30 time zones plus time zones in the south.
I found this actually very interesting because it's the first time I've heard this argument. There are more time zones in the southern quote unquote hemisphere. Obviously, we don't live in hemispheres, but it's just to obviously so people knows what than in the north. So the equator having 24 to match 1 hour distance of sun travel in a day. There are some 30 plus time zones in the south. Why would that be, guys, if you're on a spheroid?
Yeah.
That makes sense if, let's, for instance, take like the Gleason map, which I do not ascribe to, guys. I don't think anybody really does. We just use it as a explanation to explain. If the things are really spread out further, you would probably have the light reaching at different times or whatever, which can give time zone differences, because I think the time zones are based on Greenwich Meridian time, correct?
Yeah, Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah. So that makes sense for a flat Earth.
Absolutely.
Tropic circles, close small circles in the summer, distant large circles in the winter, a less direct, more distant sun passing by faster, so less exposure to light throughout the day, all cooling for a winter time. This matches the solar analemma. A globe would provide equal loops to the analemma so long as the claim of the Earth orbit is planar and that we're not on an ecliptic. I think it's just the Earth that's tilted. But you have the analemma here to match the smaller circles in the north and then the larger circles as it loops on the outside. Sunrise and set have been shown on a flat surface using atmospheric variables like magnification and temperature variance to show how sun can appear to rise and set while keeping the same size and shape. So these are actually globe scientists who say that the atmosphere acts like a lens. This was during the Chicago skyline, Chicago City being viewed from Michigan, which defies the curvature rate of globe. And then this here shows using lensing that you can get a sun at rise and then have it set further back.
And this is also something I realized that Mctoon ignored later on, guys. You see, he's got on screen now, he's showing using lensing effects and stuff, which keep the angular size roughly the same, just like we see in reality. Why does the globe like to say to us, oh, but you see, because of perspective, you're going to have to see a change angular size. But then when we say, oh, but yeah, the atmos can act as a lens, and that can give the effect of it appearing to stay the same angular size. Why do they just ignore that? Because you can literally say it to them 5 times and they'll just, all 5 times, it goes in the one ear and out the other ear.
What did you
here,
say?
and it will still appear the same size. This is just something talking about
Sorry, Ryan? Say something.
I said, what did you say?
fraction here. Sun casting light. Light can only travel so far from the source of emission, attenuation of light, and the light patterning of the source, like time and day, it's supposed to be time and date, has been recreated using a dome to simulate the firmament. So this is just a light pattern here, and then this is a very crude example, but it shows how you can get
30 seconds.
these lighting effects. Circumnavigation, we can circumnavigate, but anytime they try to go to the South Pole, they always bank. They never go straight through north, straight through the south, show a compass needle flip especially, and then go back to north. Flight routes, we have an emergency.
Yes, circumnavigation, guys.
Yes.
I think we're going to...
Stuff dreams are made of.
Dreams are made of... let's see if I can share my
And
show.
feeling.
Makes me think of Hillary Duff. Remember that movie into that song? This is what dreams are made of. I remember that. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
I see a map.
A map.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm showing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, this is the argument the Globies are giving to say it's a 19-something transcontinental polar route that they took on the globe, which showed they went through the south and came out in the north. Okay, I made one boo-boo on this map when I drew it out.
Okay.
They started at Greenwich, was around there somewhere. It's just difficult to see on this map. So if I got the position a bit wrong, it doesn't matter because it is more or less where Greenwich is. Okay, so Greenwich is around there. They went through down, Europe and stuff. Then they went to Africa, went down to South Africa, down to the South Pole, and then they took a hard east.
Right.
And then what I did wrong here, it was supposed to be New Zealand first and then Sydney, but so I'll concede with that. But yeah, you can just say they followed this route like that, and then went New Zealand, Australia, and then back up this way, and then they went South America and back North Pole.
Still doesn't help them much, does it? And still doesn't help them much. It's still much as the same, isn't it? It's not. It's not showing up.
This is based. Yeah, this is based on the Gleason map, though. Okay, so this is showing they didn't go because how would they need to debunk the flat Earth here? They would need to say, okay, it's gone here, gone through, and then that's it. Because then it would just have to come out here. But no, let's see if I can quickly get that the globe photo up. Share screen. Stop screening. Myself. So I'm just trying to see if I can find it quickly on my screen. Where's the globe? Okay, there's the globe.
You found it?
Yes.
You found the globe.
I found the globe. Okay, you guys can see that?
Yeah.
This is the one where they claimed on the Globie. So they started Greenwich, they went down through Europe, and then then they went through the top of Africa, down to Cape Town, to the South Pole. Then they take a hard east. You get it?
Sneaky bastard.
Yeah.
This is what they don't get.
We made it.
Don't they get that if you're on a globe and you're doing north to south, you don't take a hard east to go to New Zealand and Sydney, Australia. Look at that. They're going
Unless
back.
you're trying to hide something.
See, this is where I mixed up. I should have said New Zealand, then Sydney, which is my issue. Sorry. But look at this. You can literally see they go there and then back to Sydney and then go out more east to Los Angeles, around the North Pole, blah, blah, blah. And they claim this is polar circumnavigation.
Wow.
Wow. Sure it is.
That's crazy.
So definitely,
Nah, they wouldn't lie about that, would they?
Yeah, of course.
definitely not hard to understand, guys. There has never ever been polar circumnavigation in history. In history,
No.
has never ever, and every route you can look at, they don't. Why? Because it all fits for a flat Earth. Because if you could show north and south polar navigation to be true, then it would be debunking flat Earth. But they haven't got it right, and that tells you something.
Hmm.
Okay, let's carry on with the video.
Flight from Chicago to Dohan, and it stopped in Moscow, but despite closer emergency flight routes being more available, images of Earth, you have Photoshop because it has to be. NASA using flat Earth. Sizes of the continents are extremely different. This is a water ball, and then we use flat maps, which are able to have a key and scale, and we use them to travel. And then duplication, and then this is the force. Which am I out of time here?
Yeah, you did run out of time.
I just want to say, yes, Jeff. They had to go to New Zealand first because they were closer to New Zealand because it's right next to. So let's put it this way: on the flat Earth map, they overshot Australia, and they went around, and then they were close to New Zealand. So they went to New Zealand, and then went from New Zealand to Australia, and from Australia they took their path to Los Angeles. Exactly. But it's amazing that the Globers will still fight and say, oh, no, it's definitely globe circumnavigated north and south, when you can literally see that the route taking is not polar.
No.
Just because they touch down in the north or touch down in the south doesn't make them go through the south or go through the north.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's it's wizardry. They try to trick you by what they're doing, going all the way around there and saying going around to the east. And that when you know on a flat Earth, it's just like a circuit. That's it.
But I mean, we've said this how many times? Why doesn't the beloved ISS go through the south and north? Why? It doesn't go. Why can't you just have your ISS going through the south and north? Why?
Yeah, exactly. It's
free falling.
Exactly. You're not going to be affected by Antarctica's cold to that, are you? It's even colder.
So yeah, it's quite insane.
It is. It is.
Unfortunately. So
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, that is all. And then yeah, okay, thank you very much. That was okay. Anyway, yeah, I'll stop there.
Good presentation.
no worries. If
dude.
there's anything you missed, I have no problem. If you want to bring it back up and come full circle, that's no problem. So let's just get back to our main screen here. So welcome everybody to Modern Day Debate. If it's your first time here, hit the like button.
Z, what's up, man?
Wait, what happened? Did they just start it over?
Good to see you.
Nice to talk to you, man.
You too, man. Shout out to you. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, man. Good stuff, dude. I just wanted to give you a shout out, dude. I didn't want to interrupt your stream, but just wanted to let you know I enjoy your content. And if you ever want to hook up, if you want to come over for an interview by my channel, I'd really enjoy that, man.
Yeah, I should actually get your link up for everybody. Yeah, Z's got an awesome channel, guys. It's growing. Zetetic Warrior. I'm just going to get the link for everybody. But yeah, how you doing, man?
Pretty well, man. Pretty well. I see you're going over some southern circumnavigation, or the lack thereof, should I say?
Exactly. You see, but that's what I was saying. That what the people are doing is they're trying to say, no, you see, it's been done. But if you look at the actual routes they took, Flat Earth explains it 100%. And it shows why it's not a globe, because just like I said, now they've gone to the South Pole. They took a hard east. Why would you take a hard east on a globe? You wouldn't need to.
Exactly. You wouldn't.
Well, it appears to be a lot of claims, but zero proof. And
Exactly.
Even the stories of Mr. Admiral Byrd, I should say, they don't really hold up to scrutiny either when you look at whether or not he was the first person to reach even the North Pole, much less some mythical South Pole. So they fall apart completely. And I got to run, man, but I just wanted to pop in, and I wanted to say I enjoyed your breakdown on the Jaren debate, which I'll put in quotes, on Alex Stein's show, and I was completely dumbfounded by the performance, and I thought you did a fair review on it. So I just wanted to compliment you on that.
You could hardly call it a debate, though, could you, Zeke?
What was that? Say that again.
You could hardly call that a debate.
Yeah, his passion wasn't there.
No,
You know what I mean? And it's something I've picked up lately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just how it is. But like I said before, when we start the show, I'd like to bury the hatchet with them all, because I mean, I agree with you, Z. I think we all should actually get together.
Absolutely.
And
definitely.
Obviously, we have our differences and we don't agree with everything. But I think for the Flat Earth community to make it stronger, I think to get together is going to be the best thing. Definitely.
I agree.
I think so.
Here's my perspective on the situation is that once YouTube and the major platforms decided to essentially censor the flat earth topic, whether it's shadow ban or whatever, now we see basically almost like a digital plantation, okay, of the flat earth community. And I think what's happening is we're seeing plantation-like behavior, okay, because we're all being artificially squeezed. If the algorithms were allowed to run properly, I don't think we'd have this problem. So I think what's happening is it's the classic crabs in a bucket syndrome. There's egos. There's people who I think were doing financially well with the topic. I think the well has begun to dry up, and we're all just playing into their control tactics. So I agree with you. I think it needs to stop, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I stuck your link in the chat for everybody. I'll stuck him again.
I appreciate
if you go subscribe to Z, guys. He's got a great channel, and I can see great things coming from a channel, man. Definitely.
All right, much love. What's the best way to get in touch with you to set up a time for an interview? Because I'll dedicate a few hours to you on my show if you'd like.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, email me at flatzoid@gmail.com. It's the best way to get hold of me there.
All right. Much love, everybody.
Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate you.
See you, bud.
Yeah, he's really got an awesome show, guys. I think he's
just
almost like 2K subscribers.
Yeah, he's got quite a lot of quite long streams there, hasn't he? Live streams.
Definitely. But he's a cool guy. But yeah, I agree, Sov. Maybe not doing a stream encouraging people to self-delete and vowing to destroy channels would be a great start. I agree.
Yeah, well,
hey, Crunchy B, good to see you. But yeah, I think it's like I said, I still don't agree with like what they say, and I mean we've definitely got our differences, but I think we're going to have to start getting together to get something out there. You know what I mean? Because this endless loop of just he said, they said, he said, they said kind of thing, I don't think is getting us anywhere, and it's just not going to help.
Absolutely right.
Yeah,
going around in a circle.
Exactly. It's like a dog chasing its tail. If I go enough times around in a circle, I might just catch my tail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Share this out in those spaces you like having these discussions.
We're
having a lot of
tuning
fun
now,
over
good
here.
to see,
We're
man.
discussing Flat Earth versus Globe Earth. You just heard Nathan, and I'm sorry to anybody who was seeing my screen for a second there. I'm doing a window capture so that we can see the speakers while they're doing their presentations, because we had so many screen shares last debate. So over to you, Mctoon. Thank you so much for being here.
All right.
Oh boy.
I'm sharing my screen.
Hey, he's sharing his screen.
Let me know when you can see it.
Okay,
we're running.
now this is going to be Mctoon's presentation. Try not to laugh too much.
No, I'm sure everything will be spot on and totally the truth.
Okay, how
Don't make
should
me
we?
promise.
But it says, how should we seek to determine the shape of the Earth? First of all, flat's not a shape, Mctoon, but we know what you mean.
All right.
Okay, all right.
Well, my beginning will be quite similar. So, how should we determine the shape of the Earth?
Yes, Nathan's back.
Hey, will you give me like, give me like 3 minutes? I'll just mute myself. I'll be right back.
No stress, man. It's difficult when you're at work. I know.
In a series of lectures by Richard Feynman, he described the key to science. So I want to make sure that this audio comes through. Let me know if you're getting it.
I'm so happy he's using a Richard Feynman, because this is almost him trying to say, how do I tell you guys I don't understand what he's saying without telling you guys?
First, we guess it.
Yep.
Then we don't laugh. That's really true. Then we compute the consequences of the guess
Mm-hmm.
to see if this is right, if this law that we guessed is right, we see what it would imply. And then we compare those computation results to nature. Or we say compare to experiments or experience.
Wow, we're gonna do all that, huh?
Compare it directly with observation to see if it works.
Mm-hmm.
If it disagrees with
But it doesn't work.
experiment, it's wrong.
If it disagrees with experiment, then it's wrong. I love that.
We're in trouble.
And this is the part he literally shot himself in the foot, Mctoon. You literally did. So he's trying to bring science into shape.
Yeah.
Very brave, because as we know, shape is not science. But yeah, he right now he actually shot himself in the foot, and he doesn't realize it.
Wow.
Hey,
Okay.
Flatz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm filling up a sink in back here, so I got just a minute. Real quick, I just wanted to, could I just say like a couple words, and then I'll
Go ahead.
pop out. One, okay, if I understand you correctly, why orthogonal doesn't work when talking about how we see perspective. Say you're looking at perspective and you have something very close to you, we'll call that 1 unit away. And then we look at a further object away, we'll call that 10 units away. And then we'll look further out, and that's 100 units away. So you're having a perspective happening at 1 unit, at 10 units, at 100 units of distance, which is going to have different effects. And then if you look orthogonally at something that's 100 units wide, but you're looking at it all at the 10 unit distance, it's all going to have a perspective effect of 10 units as opposed to 1, 10, 100. If I'm understanding, that makes sense to me. The other thing, two other things real quick. The unity with everyone who is a biblical earther or whatever they want to call it. But I think when we do that, when we are able to disagree, but have informative discussions where we present our reasoning, our evidences, what we see as support, and then we have discussion, it's true science. It's civil because we can talk with people we disagree with. I think that's wonderful stuff. So yeah, absolutely on board with you on that. And then the last thing, I'm curious your take on in my opener, the perspective thing with stars. A lot of times when they talk about parallax, like if you look up like stellar parallax, you'll get an image of an Earth on two different sides of the sun 6 months later. But perspective is an optical perspective is unavoidable. Close will always go fast, distance will always go slow, and all of the stars turning at one rate. I think that's something that right now I think constantly about the globe and how it could explain things or I'm trying to support the globe. And I have not thought of a way to get around optical parallax and how all the most distant stars are vastly further away and should move at a different rate than 15 degrees of arc. And so they're all of them, that would be, if you go back to that perspective thing, that orthogonal, how they're all at 10 units of distance, all of those stars are at that same unit of distance, 15 degrees. So,
yeah, they do say there is such thing as stellar parallax, but it's not observable.
Yeah, and it would then that parallax that we're talking about is the one side of the sun, and then 6 months later, is there a slight shift in stars? It's not the telephone poles moving quick and then the distant mountains moving slow, because the very far stars should only be turning a little bit in our sky per night. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna head out now, but yeah, biblical earthers getting on board. We gotta band together, because we got the science on our side, the empirical stuff, and that's what's important for science. So all right, thanks man.
Okay,
take it easy, all of you guys. Great job,
you
guys.
too,
What's up?
You rock, man. Yeah, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and explain I think I got an idea that I can try and explain the why the orthogonal doesn't work with as perspective. I just want to quickly see if I can share my screen quickly again. Oh man, entire screen. There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
I should have
guys.
cleaned up now.
Yeah, guys. Z-Tex Warriors links in there, and Pitchlumen's links in there as well. Vicky put
Yeah,
that.
guys. Definitely.
It's just
Definitely go subscribe to them, guys. Okay, you can see my screen.
and she's modest. Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, I'm just gonna put now
I see a green line.
a green line. I'll just say that's a ground. Okay, I'm gonna have a guy standing here. I'm just gonna say that's a guy, and very rudimentary. I'm just gonna say this is his arm, and this is his hand. Okay, so you realize that this is a distance from his head to the hand.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can just put me up. So if I have my hand, yeah, this is a distance. This we'll call forced perspective, okay? See how big my hand is in front of my head? Because it's closer to the observer and further away from my head. So when I move it down, you see how it changes angular size. But does that change me physically changing distance, or is it just my hand? It's just my hand.
Oh,
Again,
far away.
Great. So this is perspective. It's optical. It's not physically bigger than my head. Okay? Me as a distance is still the same distance. The hand only appears bigger because it's a bit closer to you guys. Now, if we have to put this back to where we're showing on screen, how do you put that into, how's orthogonal going to show that? But before we do that, I just want to say, Roger Ledwell with a $2 super chat, thank you very much. Einstein had the same problem. Yep, definitely, because they have no reference frames to be able to work everything, and that's why it's all mathematical. Thank you very much for your super chat, man. Really, really appreciate it. You rock, Roger. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so if we had to go and let's see if I can draw it. Let's say this is the orthogonal view now, and we got now another person, which would be you guys, for instance, standing here, standing out, and you are looking now towards me, okay? You're looking out. So now you've got an angle, whatever you could say, okay?
Yeah.
Orthogonally, you are able to now work out, okay, this guy's at a 90-degree angle, blah, 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 and he has a triangle towards my ground. So then I'm figuring out a triangle. So that's orthogonal. So now I can say, okay, this is how far he is away from me, orthogonally. Get it? So you can now say, this is how big he is, this is how far he is. But now what happens when you're trying to look at the hand? How are you going to know what the actual size of the object is? How are you going to know that it is actually the distance you claim? You can't.
No.
Because perspective is 3-dimensional. Orthogonal is 2-dimensional. You're not going to be able to use trigonometry to figure out which is which. You have to first assume the distance or assume the physical size to know what's what.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way I can think to try and explain it to you guys. Does that make sense? Or did I butcher that?
All good.
Okay. Let's carry on. Let's move on to the Mctoon shooting himself in the foot show. Okay.
In that simple statement is the key to science.
Mm-hmm.
To actually establish the shape of the Earth, it requires computing the consequences based on the hypothesis.
He is, unfortunately, Mctoon is very soft, guys. I can't do anything about it. I hope he's loud enough for you guys.
Yeah, he is, but he's usually quite loud.
So he says you must compute the consequences, apply physics geometry, then compare to experiment, observation, or experience. If they don't match your hypothesis, it's falsified. Can anybody tell me where did Richard Feynman say anything about geometry?
You didn't.
He didn't. So Mctoon, why are you adding geometry to science when it's not scientific to have geometry? Geometry is not science. Geometry is maths.
Because he's really, really, really honest.
Geometry is not science. We just have to tell you. It's a category error, Mctoon. Geometry is maths.
Yep.
Geometry, including applying the laws of physics. Ignore the laws of physics, and you're not computing the consequences. Then you test these computations.
Yes, I agree. Ignoring the laws of physics, then you're not computing reality. Great. So why is your globe based on not physics when it goes to space? First law, second law of thermodynamics. Why are they ignoring that natural law? Really odd.
By comparing them to observations. And if the computations match, then you have evidence that your hypothesis is correct. Nothing is proven, but it supports your hypothesis. And if the observations don't match, then the hypothesis is wrong.
First of all, again, sorry, second. That's not science. You first do observation, Mctoon. Then you make your hypothesis. Then you do experiment.
Yeah.
The experiment determines if your hypothesis is correct, and your hypothesis would, by validation, show what was the cause for the effect observed in nature. Not you create a hypothesis and then take the validation of your hypothesis and then say observation, therefore hypothesis. No, you first observe natural phenomena, then you make a hypothesis, then you experiment based on that hypothesis that came from observing natural phenomena. Let's, for instance, take the Eddington experiment that they call an experiment. Why do you think the Eddington experiment is not actually science, guys? Did they observe this natural phenomena before they made their quote-unquote hypothesis? No.
No, they did not.
Did they experiment in anything with the so-called Eddington experiment? No.
Not.
Guys, they stood there and said, you see, the light is moving like someone predicted, so therefore it shows gravity. No, that's just false. That's just literally correlation based on a faith. So there's many ways we can show that everything he's saying there is literally not science. And that shows he doesn't understand science at all.
No.
It is falsified. But flat earthers fail to do these in two ways mainly. First is by getting the globe computations wrong. When you ignore confounding variables, which is super common, you're strawmanning the globe. And number two, by never providing computations for flat earth. If you're unable to compute the consequences for flat earth, you showed up at the horse race without a horse.
And this is exactly what I'm saying. This is projection. This should be the projection screen. Getting the globe computations wrong. Sorry, is it not the globe that has specific mathematical claims?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a bit difficult to get those computations wrong then, because it's very specific. Ignoring confounding variables. What confounding variables are we ignoring when we say we can't see Earth rotating? There's no observed phenomena for Earth rotating.
No.
What confounding variables is there supposed to be for? I don't know. And then he says, look at this. This is a reversing the burden fallacy by never providing computations for flat Earth, which is false anyway, because all we do is say, listen here, we have falsified your globe narrative, so therefore by default it means flat. Get it? So if we're able to say, we've just done an observation 400 kilometers away, which would be impossible on your globe, so therefore by default flat. That's computations for flat Earth.
Yeah.
And yes, I agree, you're not doing science, because what you just got on screen is not science, Mctoon.
No.
Mctoon doesn't know what science is, guys.
Yes,
At all. Exactly, Nathan. Just because you can predict is only so relevant. What is your premise is wrong, but you coincidentally get a prediction right. That does not make your whole premise right. Data overall in science. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the thing. The globe's correlation based. They first want to make, let's say, and this is something that I have to stress about, especially today. White pseudoscience. They do mathematical correlations and predictions mathematically. Now, this mathematics is based in their model already. That's already substantiated from back engineering reality. So now they've got their maths. They make mathematical predictions. They're saying, you see now, according to my globe, I should have 1 inch drop in this distance. Now I look out and you see we have 1 inch drop, so therefore globe is validated. That's it. Sorry, that doesn't make your globe correct. That's just literally begging the question, affirming the consequence. Because I see 1 inch drop, therefore globe. No, that's not how it works. That's not even science to begin with.
No, there's a lot more factors involved. You know what I mean? You haven't falsified everything.
Yeah, I mean, what about the day where it doesn't show that 1 inch drop? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're not able
Hey,
to
Katie
even
Quiff.
begin doing science.
Sorry to cut you off,
As a-
Mike. Can you give your mic a little more love? You're just coming in a little low.
Give your mic a little more.
I don't know if I can.
Okay, I'll turn you up. Don't worry. Just carry on.
Okay, all right. As a contrast to the standard flat Earth method, I'll use both globe and
Standard flat Earth method.
to compute the consequences of
What
each
the hell is that?
hypothesis and compare them to observations. I'll use both flat and globe to predict the sunset time for my location today, February 20, 2024 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. To predict for the globe, I used NOAA's or NOAA's SalCalc website, which is on the screen there, to predict the sunrise or the sunset for the globe. NOAA provides a spreadsheet with the formulas for the calculations on that webpage there, if anybody wants to verify how the consequences were computed. So I calculated the sunset time for today, February 12, from Minneapolis. The globe predicted sunset time is 5:47 p.m. And I was at a Thai restaurant in Richfield at 5:47 p.m. And there's the picture out the window. The sun was setting. So I personally observed it to set at.
Nice. Just like time and date calc told you. Sorry. Does this happen every year at the same time, at the same location?
Yep, it certainly does.
So observed for thousands of years, Mctoon.
Yep, it's cyclical.
Like I said, like a few minutes ago, your globe is literally back engineered based on thousands of years observations. So it doesn't make the globe real because you have, how can I put it, affirmed the consequent. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
At 5:47 p.m. Globe confirmed.
Wow.
The flat Earth, well, that's harder. I couldn't find any resources for predicting the sunset time using flat Earth, so I computed the consequence.
Oh, really? Are you sure about that? Can't find any resources that said the sun setting at a time. Time and date calc, which you just used. It's based on observational data, Mctoon. Just because they use the maths for your globe doesn't mean it's not based on observational data. Do you know that even your beloved Aristophanes, that I still say didn't exist, could go and observe a sunset exactly the same time, same day, because it was observed? How do you think he did his so-called experiment that's not an experiment? Because he knew the sun was at a certain place at a certain time of year. I don't know. Was that based on observation or mathematics that he got that? Observation.
Exactly.
And this is the problem I have with Mctoon and them. They literally go and straw man things.
Yeah, they think
To compute the sunset time for
cyclical
the planet.
observed is predicted prediction when it's it's easy to predict something when it's cyclical.
Exactly. I mean, let's take the solar cycle, for instance. It's thousands of years of cyclical behavior. It's not hard to understand. Listen here, the last 10 years, I saw this happening at this exact time, at this exact location. So therefore, I can predict it's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Usually 9 out of 10 times it's going to stay that way. Especially if it's been validated like that for thousands of years.
Exactly. It's not going to change anytime soon, is it?
No.
At Earth, we need to determine when the sun will cross the horizon, according to flat Earth. This is done by applying the laws of perspective. First, we need the elevation of the sun over flat Earth.
Nope. You don't need the elevation for the sun for perspective for flat Earth, because the height is orthogonal. We are talking about perspective here, Mctoon. If we are looking out to the sun and it's having an apparent, yes, only an apparent setting. It's not physically setting, Mctoon. You don't need a height for it. You don't need to do trigonometry for it. You just need to know, I observe it at that time and that location, like it's been observed for thousands of years.
Yeah.
This is called a straw man.
Yeah, he tried that. He tried it. I'm sure he tried this in the debate with you. One of his debates with you. Tried this one, didn't he?
This is his straw man. He's trying to reverse the burden onto us and say, oh, you see, you guys must make a physical claim about the height of the sun now. You guys must physically turn perspective somehow into orthographic, which doesn't compute. It's two different things. One's 3-dimensional, one's 2-dimensional. The sun in orthographic view, as he's putting it, would be at a physical height. In perspective, you don't see things at their physical location. If I'm looking at the sun and it's refracted, that means it's not where I'm physically seeing it. It's at a refracted angle. Get it? So it's optically where I see it. Even on the globe, they say it's optically. It's not exactly where you see it. You measured a flat Earth angle with elevation angles. Exactly.
Some flat earthers give values for the height of the sun. Not very common, but some have. Samuel Rowbottom said less than 4,000 miles. Wilbur Voliva claimed 3,000 miles. Alexander Gleason, who popularized the most commonly cited flat Earth map, but it's just an azimuthal equidistant projection from the globe. Anyway, in his book, he claimed
they love doing this, but it's just a projection from the globe, and then ignoring that your globe came from flat Earth elevation angles. So it was first flat, then postulated to a globe, and then projected back to flat, Mctoon. But this has been explained to you as well before. Hey, we can't help you if you just want to be dishonest and ignore this.
Willful ignorance. It's exactly what it is.
It's like taking a donut, okay? Now you have a donut, you squash it out, and then build a cube out of that mushed donut. Then you go and make a projection map based on that cube mushed donut to make the donut. Why is it distorted? Oh, I don't know. You tell me.
The elevation of the sun to be 1,725 nautical miles or 1985 statute miles. And Eric Dubé even gives a value himself.
both the sun and moon figure to be only about 32 miles in diameter and approximately 3,000 miles away.
But there's some variation there. So I measured it myself on both equinoxes.
Measured? Guess
Measured
what,
it.
guys? You just used
Wow.
angles on a surface. So, does an angle require a flat baseline?
It certainly does.
Hmm. So, Mctoon, you're just measuring flat Earth here, mate. Well done.
Yeah. And as for that 3,000 miles away and 32 miles wide and all that, I don't claim that. I don't know.
Exactly. But notice how he's measuring shadows.
Yeah.
And by default, he comes out to 3,105 miles, which would compute to what Robothan kind of said.
Mm-hmm.
So by proxy, he's actually validating what they're saying. But I want to ask you now, does that make that the actual height of the sun? Or is that only optically measured thanks to shadows on the ground?
Yep, I think it'd be optical.
45 degrees north latitude, where I live in Minneapolis, hypothesizing flat Earth, and got 3,105 miles. Detailed.
Roger Ledwell, thank you very much for your $5 super chat, man. You really are awesome. I really appreciate all your support, man. He says, they're going backward. Try to disprove nature wasn't created. They're atheist. That's such a true statement. Definitely. Unfortunately, that's all that atheists have, though. But last time I checked, Mctoon's a Christian. Well, he's supposed to be. But he doesn't really fight for creation, as far as I know.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, thank you very, very much, Roger. Really appreciate your super chat, man. You rock. You are awesome. Really appreciate it. Pitchlumin says, did MC make sure that the ground was flat and level? Straight and level if a pilot, so that the shadow was not elongated by contours. A longer shadow would change the distance. Exactly. Because I don't have a bending ruler. But anyway, what happens is, you do it this way. If I got this, let's say this is a ruler and it's flat. This is a distance. We'll say from point A to B, we'll say is that. Now, let's put that over a curved surface. It elongates that distance, so therefore the distance would be different.
Yeah, different.
But thank you very much for your super chat, dude. Thank you, Lumen, for your message. Okay. Hey, Angle of Elevation, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Where are the screens? Can I see it? Okay, there we go.
Of that on my website if you want to see. I'll start with this number. And if any flat earthers have a different value with a more rigorous method than mine, I will be glad to use it. But I have never been given one. Sometimes, I keep asking, but flat earthers rarely present any method, anything that's testable to determine the elevation of the sun or anything else.
What's the actual elevation of the sun, Mctoon? Oh, wait. You guys are making a claim. Now you're trying to reverse the burden onto flat Earth. Just like Nathan was saying this whole debate, let's keep it to the ground. Why go to the sky where you can't validate it? Is the sun refracted, Mctoon? Even on your globe it is.
Yep.
Do we, when we look in the sky, do we see a thing at its actual position? No, we don't. How far is it actually? How big is it actually? We don't know. That's why I try to explain to you foreshortening and perspective. If you knew anything about perspective, you would know this thing that you're doing now literally is invalidated because it is optical and you are trying to take physical measurements over a flat surface, which you're saying is actually supposed to be curved.
Over our own flat Earth. Why not, guys? Give it a shot. Just predict it. Get to work. Roll up your sleeves. Anyway, I did it for you. Once you have the height of the sun, you need the distance from the observers.
Yeah, he's laughing. It's like
flat Earth. This would be easy to obtain from a real map. However, Gleason's map doesn't have a scale. There are no flat Earth maps with scales.
Oh,
But we do have.
sorry. Last time I checked, every single map in existence is flat, Mctoon.
Yep.
And I've actually shown before that someone took this and they were able to calculate distances using this not scale, as you put it, with the Gleason's map. It's just quite a bit of work. But yeah, the Gleason's map is specifically a time and azimuthal map. It's not distance. So that's why you guys want to use it all the time for distance, because that's not what they're created for.
Have this from Gleason's map. This is the thing that sometimes they call a scale. It's not a scale.
Actually, that is a scale, by the way, because it gives you equated to miles and distances. Last time I checked, if it gives equatances to miles and distances, that means scale, guys.
Yep.
Yeah. It says, yeah, this upper portion of the scale. Literally on screen. The upper portion of the scale, Mctoon, shows the relations that English and land miles pertain to nautical or sea miles, sometimes called geographical. The lower half of minutes and degrees, the R can compare to sun time. By laying the straight edge across the scale, which you said is not a scale, it shows the relations of all the divisions. So it is a scale, Mctoon. What does he say? First law of Fluff. Read your own citation. Should we say that's just projection? First law of globe. Blurfers. Read on screen before you post. So it's a scale. Well done, man.
You cannot take that and lay it on the map to determine distances. But the part I circled there states very clearly that there's 60 nautical miles to the degree, and that is
So
definitely true for lines of latitude.
Yeah, and lines of latitude were derived from elevation angles from a flat Earth to Polaris. Oh no. Literally debunking your own argument without realizing it.
I completely agree with it there. That is a fundamental part of celestial navigation. So I'll use that happily. But when we do that, then we can shoehorn, you can sort of shoehorn the latitude and longitude into being a polar coordinate system. I won't go over the details. It's some algebra, high school algebra.
Wow, Miss Mod Queen Bee, thank you very much for your £10 super chat channel support from me and PJ. Really, really appreciate it. You rock, but you gave it twice.
Oh yeah, you give it twice. You give it twice.
Oh, well.
Vicky,
I don't know.
thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. You really, really are awesome.
I spelled channel wrong.
Oh no!
It's weird that is, you know.
How did you do it twice though?
I know. I don't know. It only says it once in the chat though, but at the top it says it twice.
Yeah, it came up twice.
I don't know.
But really appreciate it. You guys are really awesome.
But it's weird. Like she's iPhone for her, so when she puts in a tenner, it comes up $9.99. When I do it on Android, it comes up a tenner. It doesn't do that $9.99 thing.
Yeah, no, it comes up $9.99. You can't put £10 exactly on.
Really, that's weird.
Yeah, you can't put it full,
on iPhone, but on Android you can. That's weird. All right,
it's really weird. But thank you very much. I really do appreciate you guys' support.
There's PG's Chinese at the window. And his weed.
Then we can apply the polar distance formula to get the distance between any 2 points. Again, flat earthers, I'm computing the consequences of your claims. If you think this is wrong, provide the right method. I'm simply applying geometry to flat Earth's claims.
You're trying to strawman flat Earth. You're trying to reverse the burden onto us because you guys have a physical claim for your globe. They give physical claims, correct? How far the sun is, how big the sun is, how the circumference of the earth. They give actual claims. And because we're able to show that those claims are bogus, they want to reverse it onto flat earth. That is called reversing the burden of proof fallacy. And the fact that you literally have to go out your way to try and create a burden claim for the people like us, the flat earthers, shows you don't actually understand how it works. You don't go and create a burden on someone's behalf. You don't create a claim for someone because they're not the ones making claim. That just shows you being very, well, I'm trying to think of the right word. I can't think of the word now. You know, when you need something so badly.
Yeah.
And North Strand, the $5 super chat, channel support.
Yes, for it.
Thank you very much, Ellen. I think, guys, from now on, if we want to say channel support, we always just say channel support. Vicky started a trend.
I don't think she could, Katie. She'd get giggly on just 3 drugs.
But thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. But yeah, you guys get what I'm trying to say. He's trying very hard to create a straw man. He's trying to reverse the burden so bad that he's desperate. That's the word. He's very desperate to reverse the straw man that he has to create a claim that we never made. It's the same as what Rachie did with me today, guys. Her latest video is a video of some flat earthers saying you require the dome to have a rainbow and has my face as the thumbnail.
Yeah.
So I went there. So I've never made this claim before. Why is my face your thumbnail on the video? I'm not even in the video. Another channel support.
But Keith, you're so cute though.
Wow. Loads of channel supports.
A lot of channel supports. Thank you very much, Skeptic, man. You've been a long time supporter of the channel. Really do appreciate you, man. You rock. And guys, I do really pray you guys get blessed. Another one, Jeff Conkel. Another channel support. Jeff. Thank you very much for attending.
She's get some more of these trends, man.
Really appreciate it. But yeah, you guys really do help a lot. You guys don't understand. So I do really appreciate all the support. You guys are really, really angels. But I pray for you guys a lot that you guys can get blessed. And if there's anything I can do better to show my support towards you guys, please let me know. Really, really do appreciate you guys.
Time off when you need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. But like I was saying now earlier, the desperation of Mctoon. He really is trying hard to create a thing for us to a burden to give, because we're not making claims, and he can't take that, because as soon as you make a claim, you have a burden to prove that claim, and they can't prove that claim. So therefore, yeah, whatever. But anyway, Rachie, please take my thumbnail off of your video because it's very disingenuous. And I did tell her, listen, I didn't make that claim, so you are lying about me. And this is what she said. So you see for a lie, oh, that's your problem. You know, it's really paraphrasing, but go read the comments on that video and see if she's actually taken my thumbnail down. You know what the excuse was? YouTube gives you thumbnails. You do know YouTube gives thumbnails only of screenshots in the video you put up. And I wasn't in the video. So she literally had to go out of herself, take a screenshot of my face, and stick it as the thumbnail. So she got caught lying twice there in one video. And no, I've never claimed the dome for a rainbow. Roger Ledwell, thank you for another $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. It says, open the Southern Oceans. Really, really appreciate it, man. Actually, you know what's really cool? Yeah, we're in if we go to Cape Town, they're at Southern Point. We got where the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean meets, you can literally see the rift between the two oceans. That's really cool. But thank you for your support, man. Yeah.
The subsolar point of the sun is the position on the Earth directly below the sun. It's well known for any moment of the year. At 5:47 p.m. Central Time today, the subsolar point was 10.8 degrees south and 173.7 degrees east. This is the ocean north of New Zealand. And applying the polar distance formula, we get a distance of 7,788 miles for flat Earth. Now we can fill in the distances and apply perspective. 3,000.
That's not perspective. That's orthogonal. That's orthographic. It's two-dimensional. Don't know how to make this plain and clear for you, which you've been saying for quite a long time now. That is not perspective, Mctoon. Can anybody else tell him that? Because he certainly doesn't understand if I say it. What? Gavin B, not defending Rich, but you are at 057. I didn't see that. So if I said I didn't, I'm wrong. I do think she should remove the thumbnail. Exactly, because I've never made the claim. If I am in the video, I apologize, guys. I didn't realize I was in the video because it was really looked through it very quickly and I didn't even see myself in there. So that's weird. But yeah, Rachie, take it down. I never made that claim. And you knowing I never made the claim and still keeping it up means you're very disingenuous.
She definitely knows that. We spoke about it last week, and we said at that point as well that that's not what we believe. You said that you can do it indoors with a reflector and water and light. You know what I mean? So no, we didn't. That claim hasn't been made over on this channel.
So yeah, flat earthers don't understand with a thumbnail of me in there. Let's see, where is me? Ah, there. It does have that picture of me up. But is it actually saying anything about me? No.
Or is it
That's someone else talking, and then it's just got that picture of my thumbnail there, saying absolutely nothing.
And there's no need for it to be there then.
Yes, gas requires containment. That's my argument. Oh, she does have me on. You see what I mean? Straw manning me totally. Totally misrepresenting what I said. Totally misrepresenting what I said. Well done, Rachie. Hey, Gematria, what's up, man? Okay, let's get back to the debate.
1,105 miles high for the sun and 7,788 miles across the surface. To apply perspective, we simply solve the triangle. Then get the angle of elevation for the sun. Right there. This is when you solve the triangle.
So elevation angle
7 degrees above the horizon. That's the flat Earth prediction for 5:47
No.
p.m.
That's not the flat Earth prediction.
What?
Can you show me one flat earther making this prediction? Or did Mctoon literally just state that he made this prediction?
Yeah.
You made that prediction, Mctoon. You literally still manning your own argument here. You're straw manning yourself as well, by the way. Really stupid.
Laters, Jeff. Take care, man.
Cheers, Jeff. Thanks for coming, man. Really appreciate you coming. You rock. Blessings, man.
Today as what we should see from Minneapolis. But observations do not
Gavin.
match.
Cheers, man. Gavin, you too, man. You should also have a good...
Gavin, yeah, I just noticed you afterwards as well. Bless, man.
So yeah, cheers, man. It is quite
the
late.
sun was setting.
I mean, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
Flat Earth.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Again, flat earthers, I'm simply applying geometry. If you think it's wrong, provide the right method. I don't want to.
I don't think we can go on much longer because I mean,
yeah, you go.
But we'll definitely do a series from this because it is well worth a series.
Yeah, why not?
I think maybe another 15 minutes, then we can go.
Yeah, Lumen is brilliant as well. He knows what he's talking about.
Exactly.
here it's wrong and then have nothing to follow up with it. Show the right method. Do you think there's some sort of optical effect at play?
Yes.
Provide the empirical evidence for these effects and the method to compute the consequence.
Provide empirical evidence that there are optical effects.
Wow.
Refraction, perspective, foreshortening. Come on, dude. What the hell's up with you? Lensing, diffraction.
You mad, Oz? I like it.
On
when
none
Jim-
of these are verifiable.
Oz, you must be delusional. I like it when Toon twists people up without them even realizing it. Go ahead. Oh, come on. Delusional.
Yeah.
Really? That's
Anyway.
a claim enough.
Well, his name is Oz, and that's reference probably to maybe he's Aussie or Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, it's sad, Mctoon. Literally, he's trying to make something into science that's not science. Literally. And he's ignoring optical effects and saying, oh, if you can prove this optics, please let me know. Last time I checked, refraction is optical phenomena. Diffraction is an optical phenomena. It's really idiotic. Roger Ledwell with another $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. He says, if we can explore Antarctica, we displode all ball cosmology. And we're not allowed to. Exactly, that's the point. We're not allowed to explore freely. Obviously, there's a lot of rigmarole. You can go to Antarctica. And when you go to Antarctica, you need to have a company. People have to actually accompany you. And you're only allowed to explore certain areas. It's like going on a school field trip. You go to a museum. There is a restricted area you're not allowed to go to. That's it. But thank you very, very much, Roger. Appreciate your super chat, man. You rock. Let's hope we can at least get through Mctoon's opening before I have to close tonight.
And I'll be happy to update my method. Catchphrases and word salad are not a substitute for computing the consequences of your claim.
It's not science. Don't need to compute consequences if it's not science, Mctoon.
Yeah,
Through
him
this.
saying that is like you know.
Exactly. Yeah, there's Pitchlumen's channel, guys. Do go and subscribe to Pitchlumen. Shout out to Nathan again. Okay, that's it. I guess
Cool.
we'll end it there then. Right.
Cool.
PJ, babe, I'll put your link in.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I did a little video earlier on, guys, and if you want to watch it.
Yeah, why don't you stick the link of your video in so that people
Vicky's
can
done
go and
that.
actually watch it?
Vicky's done that already. I think she did it a couple of times throughout the night. So yeah, it's
I've
that.
done Alan's as well.
And Alan's,
Awesome.
yeah. She's on top.
Yeah.
She's on top of it.
Roger Ledwell, Dispose. Yeah, no, I think Dispose sounds better. Hey, Ryan.
Oh, mate. How's it
Something
going,
tells
geezer?
Good day, sir.
It looks
I
like
am
a
a
proper
lumberjack
geezer.
now.
It
I'm a
looks like
proper lumberjack, sir. You see, I got a new toy. You see my new toy?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You bet it's nice. It chops wood very fast. Very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much better than that axe you keep using.
Yeah, well, and then I got a splitter too, look. And I'm putting the hydraulic press on it, see? This is the hydraulic. And I got the compressor over there, so I can split wood without having to go.
Ooh. Can I ask you, is
Jacking
that hydraulic press contained?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, see, look, it's a
So
hard
the pressure,
splitter, see?
so you want, can I ask you, would you have pressure in that hydraulic press if it wasn't contained?
No, it would just leak out and go all over. That's exactly what it would do. I can tell you from experience. Yeah, either that. Well, hydraulic is air driven that pushes the hydraulic fluid, which is actually oil, but it's air driven. So there's a little thing in there that the air goes through and it causes a little flap to turn, and that pumps the fluid for the hydraulic part, pumps the jack. Yeah. Anyway,
Thank you, Roger
you know
Little,
how
for your $2 super chat, man. He says one group in the way, UN. Always in the way. They always want to control what you can and cannot do. Gary Benga, it's Mctoon's flat Earth prediction because he doesn't understand what we measure angles to Polaris as we see in perspective. Exactly. He doesn't understand this, and he's never going to, or he doesn't want to understand it, Gary. I guess that's it.
I think
He doesn't want
that's
to
probably
understand.
it. He doesn't want to.
Yeah,
He doesn't like
just-
us. He's not part of our club.
Because I've
That's
had
it,
him
yeah.
on my stream where we literally had a stream where the whole time I'm telling him orthographic view is not perspective, and he's saying, "Oh, but tell me then, give me the height based on perspective." And I'm telling him, "Listen here, dude, it's optical."
Wow.
Yeah, like I don't know why you had to go over that so many times with him. I went over it with him a couple of times on different times when me and other people were debating him, and he still didn't get it then either. I think that maybe that's a deliberate thing he's doing.
It's insane.
I'm positive that it's
Yeah.
deliberate. He
But
doesn't
yeah,
seem
guys,
to care. He's got
he
his
doesn't.
idea, and that's it.
Yeah, he wants to be the man, but he doesn't realize when he's trying to be the man like this, he's just literally showing he's either dishonest or he's very slow.
Yeah.
Well, he does seem smart, so I don't think it's slow. I think it's stubborn is what it is. But that's just
Yeah.
my opinion.
Hey, Glenn Sells. He says, yeah, speaking of hydraulic press, globetrotters think that gas pressure is a mechanical force. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, guys, have a great evening. Thank you all for coming. Sorry, I need to go sleep. It's 1:10 in the morning. And
Bless you guys.
I might have an MDD debate. I don't know. I think it's Sunday morning, 3:00 in the morning by me. So
Cool.
I'll let you guys know how it goes. But it will be a "Did we land on the moon?" debate, which is actually very easy. The answer is no.
The answer is definitely.
Maybe when you get there, if you spell out NO, it'll be a bit of a longer show than actually saying no. You know.
I think I'm
No,
going to do it with my
spell it with a
presentation. I think what I'm going to do with my
Spell it with a
presentation. I think what I'm going to do with my presentation is like write 10 pages. Of the first page will say, "Did we land on the moon?" And the other 9 will just say, "No." No. Next page. No. Next page. No.
Yeah.
Right.
Bit done. Sorry.
But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys. Thank you everybody for all the super chats. You guys like blew it out the water tonight. Really appreciate all the channel support.
Thank you to everyone.
Yeah, so you guys hit the likes, smash those shares, and thank you for all the channel support. You guys rock. I appreciate you all. And yeah, we'll see you guys then all tonight for another epic stream. Many, many blessings, and may the pressure be with you. There we go, PJ. I said tonight.
You did. Well,
Just be with you.